Hey, I'm Not So Ace Trainer and House Crime in the Hoenn Region. Let's get into it. Hoenn, the region of mighty trumpets and too much water. Oh, and the region of two weird cult-like criminal organizations which are pretty much the opposite of each other. I'm talking about Team Aqua and Team Magma, the ones who inherit Team Rocket's place as the bad guys in our Pokemon catching adventures. Those were some pretty big boots to fill, for Team Rocket was, and still is, one of the most loved Villanous Teams out there, but I think they did a fairly good job at it. While there are no real inspirations for the concept of these two organizations, they still follow the same base as their predecessors, though starting to look more like a cult than a mafia. All of them are united by one idea that goes all the way from the leader at the top to the lowest of the grunts. Though this time, the ideas are not based on money, power, or any other form of luxury. This time is when things start to get crazy. Also, as you know, depending on the version of the game you play, the role of both teams changes, with Pokémon Sapphire and Alpha Sapphire giving the spotlight to Team Aqua, and Pokémon Ruby and Omega Ruby giving the spotlight to Team Magma. For this reason, we'll use their goals on the remakes, since they are more explained and more developed, and just use all of their actions, especially the ones in Pokémon Emerald, for they remain pretty much the same throughout both the remakes and the originals. Team Aqua, led by Aqua leader Archie, believes on the expansion of oceans, so that humanity can be wiped out and things can go back to the primal beginnings, before humans existed. To achieve this goal, they are trying to reawaken Kyogre, and make it Primal Reverse into Primal Kyogre, so that the world will be swallowed by massive floods. Team Magma, led by Magma leader Maxi, believes on the opposite. They believe on the expansion of the land masses in order for humanity to triumph over Pokemon and for civilization to grow more and more. To achieve this goal, just like their counterparts, they are trying to reawaken a legendary Pokemon, Groudon in their case, in order for the continental Pokemon to cause insufferable droughts after being Primal Reversed into Primal Groudon. Definitely a bit further down the crazy road than Team Rocket. Now, let us look at their actions in the games and see what have they done in order to reawaken those legendaries. Again, they are kind of a mess, considering all the timelines, so bear with me as I do my best to separate which team did what. Let's start with Team Aqua. Our first time interacting with Team Aqua is in Petalburg Woods, and later in the storyline we find out that they stole the Devon goods, so that's theft right there. Our next encounter with them is at the Oceanic Museum in Slateport City, where we meet their leader Archie. Judging by the fact that we still have to pay to enter and no one seems to be that worried about them being there, I'd say they all paid to be there and just give them some public disturbance. It had to be annoying to Captain Sturt at least, plus that was not the right place to force us into a Pokemon battle. Despite we finding them in a few more places like Meteor Falls and Mount Chimney, they are actually somewhat on our side at those points, trying to stop Team Magma from going through with their plans. In fact, in Alpha Sapphire, even with the spotlight only on them, their actions in Mount Chimney actually want to flood the volcano's crater, which would not be the worst thing, let's be honest. Then we meet them at the Weather Institute, as they are holding everyone hostage in hopes of stealing Castform, the weather Pokemon, with the objective of using it to understand Kyogre's effect on the weather. They didn't want to hurt anyone, but that's a hostage situation plus attempted Pokemon theft, and we have to take that into account. At Mount Pyre, Archie steals one of the ancient orbs. The color will depend on the version of the game that you are playing, in order to be able to use Kyogre's power. Again, theft. They don't seem that bad, do they? The next crime we have to deal with is, once again, theft, this time of a submarine. Yes, a damn submarine. Captain Stern's damn submarine, to be more exact. Poor Captain. Nothing seems to be that bad, until we get to the point where Archie awakens an ancient power capable of flooding the whole world and finds out that he cannot control it at all. I guess attempting to end the world can be a thing we put on the list? That works. Now, this is weird. While their actions along the game are not the worst, consisting mainly of theft but never really hurting any people or Pokemon, their main goal was still to flood the whole world. But looking at the evil scale, I don't feel like they are worse than Team Rocket. They could have done a lot of bad things or attempted to do them in order to achieve their goals. I feel like that kinda suits the evilness, even more when you look at their final goal and see that all they truly wanted was the protection of Pokemon. Something that could actually have sprouted from the way people like Team Rocket treat them. For that reason, in a massive turn of events, Kanto Team Rocket jumps towards 7 out of 10, while Team Aqua settles down at 6 out of 10. Now let's take a look at Team Magma. We first meet Team Magma at Meteor Falls, where we learn that they have stolen a meteorite from Professor Cosmo. Just like their rivals, theft is how we begin to define their criminal acts. Now this is where things take a whole different turn from how Team Aqua operated. In the case of the Magma, when we find them atop Mount Chimney, we see their leader using that meteorite in a machine, with the objective of creating an actual eruption. They fail, but still, that's attempted mass murder through catastrophic means right there. Just like Archie, Maxi steals an ancient ore from Mount Pyre, which, just like in the rival's case, changes according to the version you are playing. There goes another theft charge. And, again, just like Archie before, he awakens Groudon and thus tries to extinguish the sea and all creatures in there. Attempt to dry the world? I guess that works as well. And if the first time wasn't enough, unlike Team Aqua who tried to steal cast form to study Kyogre's impact on the weather, Team Magma raided the Mossdeep Space Center in order to steal rocket fuel. Attempted theft and hostage situation, easy right? Well, there's more. Why did they want that rocket fuel? To cause an eruption. They awakened an ancient god and then even tried to speed up the process. Again, let's add a ×2 to that attempted mass murder we put in before through catastrophic means. Plugging all of this into the evil scale, I wish I could say the same things I said for Team Aqua, but their insistence of trying to cause an eruption, even with the obvious consequences it would bring, makes it impossible to look at Maxi's repent and feel touched by it. You are not fooling me, Maxi. For that reason, Team Magma now takes the lead at an 8 out of 10. That does it for the third episode of Crime in the Pokémon World. On the next episode, we reach into the region of Sinnoh, deep with lore, mysteries, and one certain crazy galactic guy. Thank you so much for watching. You can follow me on social media, Twitch, or join our Discord. All the links are in the description. And I'll see you all on the next one.